Yo, what's up guys? How y'all doing? Alright, so you guys already know by the title, this video everyone's been anticipating for a long time. So here you go, finally it is. So here's my 370Z bone stock. Obviously we got state ref. So I went ahead and took the intakes off, everything. And by the title, yes, we have a new product for TriggaSpec. And that's our coolant reservoir / baffled catch can setup for the VHR, HR. But yeah, this is the engine, so let's get to it. This was the original prototype that I developed on my car, and it seemed like so many of you guys liked this, so we said let's redo it. So as you guys can see, this is the can. So now here is the version we're going to be selling. Obviously, check this out guys. So we got 4-8 bungs, no weld lines, it's been welded from inside. It's baffled on the inside, it has material. I'll link a picture right here so you guys can see. And then obviously it comes with the Trigga plaque. Comes with 2 filters, and we have a few options and colors with styles. You got your pressurized radiator cap with the nipple. You have the side port that I'll show you guys that comes with brass fitting. And then this one we forgot, but there should be a -8 like that at the bottom of here too. The Finalizing types will have it. Here you guys see my proto has it, we just forgot to throw it on. And that's for some of the Z's and G's come with the water neck, like mine 2016 has a hose that comes like that, so it would come with the attachment that you would need, which I'll explain, which is this. But anyways, this is how the can looks guys. So this whole setup is gonna be 650 bucks shipped. Shipping is pretty much on me, no problem. You get everything unless you're international. Then you get everything you need. So you get this can. You'll go ahead and get your choice of filter, whatever we have in stock. You get some line separators, your cap for the bottom of here, and as well a cap for here. So if your car doesn't require to use this, you could just go ahead and cap it off. Your 90° to 1/2 inch if you do require it. Obviously this can doesn't have it, but it would just go like that. And it's a push lock, so push it all the way in and set to go. You'll go ahead and get 2 of these, and we got our stainless steel braided lines, and as you guys can see, they're crimped. All the lines I make, this is my specialty, nobody does this really, so super sick. You get everything you need. So now let's show you guys how to install this. Obviously we have our stock system off. This is pretty much where you want to go. I've been waiting on parts, so there's towels on here, but we can go ahead and take this off. And pretty much guys, your coolant reservoir is right here, the little plastic thing. You're going to want to go ahead and remove it. You have one hose that goes to the top, which is the dripper hose that goes all the way down. You have one hose that goes to the side or to the bottom, which is this, and this is from your coolant neck going to your overflow. And then like I said, some of you guys' cars will have this hose, some of it won't. As you guys can see, it comes through from that metal line right there, from the heater core I believe, or whatever it is. But I think on the older Z's and G's this doesn't come, so you don't have to worry about it. You just cap off the can. But if your car is to 2016 or whatever like mine, and it does come with this one goes to a 90° bar, which I'll show you guys. You have 2 hoses here that you're gonna need to remove, and then when you remove your intakes as well, there's a little box right here that's on the intake. You're going to need to remove, disconnect it from this. Be careful not to break this. If you break this, you got to change your whole valve cover. So on the driver's side, same thing, plastic nipple, and then we have this. This needs to be removed. I'll show you guys how to remove it. Obviously, we're just going over the process first. But yeah, when your engine bay is looking like this, you are ready to begin this install. Alright, so since my car uses this bottom, I'm going to just use the proto, but obviously you guys get them raw like this. If you want to get a powder coated, that's up to you, but pretty much you're going to want to take this can, want to put the bottom cap on right here, make it tight, so for your oil drain. And then if your car does utilize this, go ahead and put this on and make it tight. Guys, you don't want to go crazy tight because it's a flare style fitting. You don't want to damage it, but yeah, you could use some Teflon too, or some paste like I did. For my Z, we have the heater core line that's going to go to the bottom of the reservoir, which and as I showed you guys, it was this hose that was in there already. Gonna pop this off, of course. coolant, all good. Go ahead and press this all the way on. So I'm gonna put a clamp over this, but the barb fitting that I provided with you guys don't need to put a clamp over it. Just pretty much push it all the way in to the back, and you're good to go. And if your car doesn't have this hose, then you don't need to worry about it at all. You just cap it off and that's it. Now that hose is out of the way, the only hose remaining is this hose. Alright, you guys are gonna wanna pass it under, then connect it. So if you guys can see, I put that hose there, put the hose clamp on. You guys want to do the same thing. And then this hose from right here too went to the bottom of our can right there. And this is just gonna slide onto this. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And then you bolted it out. So I took the filters off for reference, but you guys can see it's been bolted up. Alright, so after the can is installed, you're gonna go on and grab a wrench, or I grabbed a 15/16. It's not the exact size, but it's easy enough because these aren't super tight. You just want to put it on this little nipple and you just turn it and get it loosened up, and go ahead and remove it off the block. Be careful because this is your valve cover. Just like that, the fitting is removed. Now you're going to want to do this to both sides, because if you do get state refed and you put your car back to normal like I had to, you're going to want to need those fittings, because otherwise your car will run funny. So save these just in case for a rainy day. But now that that's removed, now we can go on to the next step. Alright, so now that we removed those out of your kit, sorry, mine are already been tested, but you're gonna get two of these fittings that have the O-rings already. These are what you're gonna use to insert into these two holes that we removed those old nipples from. Be careful when doing this, guys. You guys don't want to fuck up the threads on that, because you're gonna have to replace your valve cover. So yeah, now let's do that. I'm just gonna again hand tighten first. O-ring is on, inspected. Go ahead right here, put it in, hand tighten. Same thing with the other side. Go ahead, fitting. See that? Now, same thing, you don't need to go crazy. I have a 22 mil, this should fit. And then you're gonna put it on and hand spin it. Just like that, our piece is installed. And guys, remember, when you put the socket on, when it gets tight, that's it. You don't need to go crazy. You don't want to break your valve cover. After you install those fittings, obviously next you're going to take your line, and in your kits you guys will see I have labeled all the lines. This is number 1, obviously. It's like the fitting pattern on the can, 1, 2, 3, 4. So hose number 2 and 4, you're going to attach that little silver fitting that we had. I have it in black right here. You're going to want to attach it to this, and each kit you're going to get these rubber hoses with some clamp. You're gonna want to tighten these pieces on 2 and 4 on the back line and make it super tight, and then hose clamp it. And as you guys can see right there, this just pretty much goes over it like that. It's like that. Super clean look. And then you want to obviously put a hose clamper on it and tighten it down. But your hoses should look like this. And same thing with this guy. We're just gonna go ahead and come on. And there we go, just like that. Obviously, if you don't want to route it like this, you could route it whichever way you like. But this way, it allows you to open your radiator cap, no problem, check your engine oil. And if you ever need to fill this up, there's a small gap so you can pour it in. Since when you bleed your car, you bleed it from this. This isn't really that important. But again, if you guys want to do it differently, you can. This is the way I'm going to be doing it. So yeah, next step pretty much is tighten these fittings, hose clamp these, and then attach these fittings to the black fitting that we put on the block, and go ahead and tighten all that stuff down too. And when the back sides are tightened, then go ahead and tighten these. And with these guys, you guys want to make sure they're hand tightened, and then tighten it with a wrench, because if you tighten it from a wrench in the beginning, you have a chance of stripping the threads or etc. Yeah, let's do that, and we'll start back up when this is done. Alright guys, sorry it got a little dark, so I didn't want to do the rest of the video till now, but everything is mocked up like we explained to you guys last time. So we attached our filters, and then we have our hoses, and then in each kit you're gonna get 5 of these hose separators. That way you can install them like this to make it a clean look, or however you route your line. But yeah, like I mentioned, the hoses are on, so that fitting, you screw it on, tighten it up. That one you put the rubber hose in right there, and then go ahead and tighten the clamp. And right here, rubber hose in with the clamp, and then tighten this one to the fitting. And then over here, you guys want to hand tighten everything before, and then just give it a tight with the wrench. Don't go gorilla strength on this, guys. You just want it to be tight. There's nothing crazy. And then if you run stock intakes like I have currently since I got state ref, you guys can see these are your PCV inlets. There's one also towards the bottom of that intake. So what I did was, they sell these like cone plugs. You're gonna want to shove them in here, and then if you have aftermarket, then you don't have to worry. And this will also be in your kit, these nipples for your manifolds. The front of your manifolds, if you have a VHR, is going to get capped off. If you have an HR, you don't have to worry about that. You just run this assembly like that, and if your intakes are stock, cap off your intake. But VHR, guys, you're going to want to throw the nipples on with the clamp, tighten it up. That way your manifold doesn't have a leak or sucking air like that, because your car will run funny if you don't do it. But yeah, everything is done. I went ahead and filled up the fluid, filled up the can, and make sure that you fill it up, because you don't want your car to run funny. And then when you turn it on and drive it around, just check your coolant. If you do have a bubble that got into the system, make sure you get the bubble out. But with this installed, this doesn't really happen. As long as you top it off, you're good to go. So yeah, this is it. Now let's get our first startup with the can. Look at this, I've been waiting so long for parts. I got spider webs on my toe. So you gotta be looking for this nice running sound. If you put your hand on the filter, you should feel air moving through it. And then you're gonna wanna check everything, guys, and make sure everything is connected correctly. There's no leaks that you're having. Just test everything and then let your car fully warm up. But from feeling it, everything is breathing correctly. It's looking good. And there it is. Super, super sick, guys. And that pretty much concludes this video, guys. There's the TriggaSpec catch can. This setup, like I said, works for all HR and VHR engines. So if you guys are interested, hit me up. Looking good. They're going to be $650 ship. Includes everything you guys see for a plug and play install. Anyways, hit me up. Thank you, guys.